Hey guys, Blaze Mods here. So today I'm going to be continuing my 3-part tutorial on rigging. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to rig models in Maya. I'm going to be showing how to rig Winter Shion again in Maya this time. I already have Sora imported into the scene. So I just have to rescale her down to fit his body. The next tutorial, the last tutorial I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be showing you guys how to map models in Soraiko's tool. And that's going to be a tutorial stream because that one's going to be pretty long. Because when you map models in Soraiko's tool, there's a lot of trial and error that goes into it. So fix any issues with the model and stuff like that, because it's not always going to come out perfect on the first try. There are some occasions when it does, but it depends on the model and how complex the bones are. So, but let's go and hop into this. So you're going to want to have the model that you want to rig and the model that you want to rig that model over. If you want to rig an MMD model, you can go to DeviantArt. You can go to DeviantArt and type in the name of the character you want, and then just type MMD, and then hit search, and it'll give you a bunch of MMDs on that model. I'm not going to be showing how to do that in this video though, because that's going to make this video too long. So I'm just telling you guys where you can find MMDs. This Winter Shion model here is an MMD. I'm going to go ahead and rescale her down to fit Sora skeleton. So to do that, you want to go over to the left panel here, to this panel on the left over here, and click the box. Click the box with the white box, and click the little box option at the very bottom of all these tools. So you want to go to this tool here, and then grab the little box. Wait, I have to unlock this. Hold on. If you guys get an issue where the rescale options are grayed out, just go up to the stack of like panels here, whatever they're called, and then go ahead and highlight from triangle X down to scale Z, and then right click and go down to unlock selected, and that will unlock the model for you so that you can rescale the model. So I'm gonna select Shion. Oh shoot, hold on guys, I have to combine all these. By the way, guys, to combine meshes, just select every mesh in your list, in your outliner here, and then go up to Mesh, Combine, and that will combine all your meshes into one mesh. When you put it back to Noesis, it'll re-separate the mesh, so that you don't have to worry about having to do that. So once you've done that, you want to scale down your mesh. So I'm gonna click the box option here, not the Y, X, and Z axis boxes, but the other one right here. And I'm going to scale down the entire what the what? What? Oh, there we go. That was weird. So yeah, I'm used the scale option to scale down the model. Also guys, when you do it this way, you also want to make sure that you go to the side of the model and make it thinner, because when you scale it down the way, it's gonna be like really big length, forward and backward lengthwise, however you say it. So you want to make sure you go to the side view by holding Alt and your left mouse button and moving your camera to the side, and then fix the proportions so that they're not so long. Just a little too long. That's good enough. All right, and then go over to where you see the little white box with the arrows on each side. Click that. And that will allow you to pull the model down. Hopefully I have this model long enough. Of course I don't. Oh, also, guys, the T-pose MMD models, I'll show you here real quick. The T-pose MMD models, you're gonna want to have a tool. You're gonna want to have a program called PMX Editor. I'll leave a link to it. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But to T-pose MMD models, you want to have the PMX Editor here. You're gonna want to open it. I'll leave a link to mine because mine already has the plugin to T-pose models. So I'll leave a link to my version. But you're gonna want to go to where you have your MMD saved. You can also go up to File, Open too, but I prefer to do it this way. KH2FM. Wintershine. PMD. Then drag it into the hold on. Then drag it into this window here, the PMD model, the PMD or PMX model, whichever one you have, and then hit OK once it prompts you. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go up to Edit, and my version will already have this plugin installed, so you guys don't have to search for it. You want to go to Edit, Plugin, Semi-Standard Bones, and then depending on which MMD model you have, if it's a PMD or a PMX, you want to choose the corresponding one. So if it's a PMX, you want to choose the PMX option. If it's a PMD, then choose the PMD option, which is the top one here. And then you're going to want to go to this last checkbox here. It's basically the 6th checkbox down, and deselect it, and then hit OK, and then just hit OK. Now what you want to do is you want to go over to these 2 arrows on the right here, where my cursor is. Click those. Click those. God damn it! Really? Click those, and go to the T-pose option, and then select the bones on her upper arms, and then rotate the circle down to move the right arm up, and then do the same for the other arm. But hold on, why can't I select that? Really? Can't fucking see. There. And then rotate that arm up. And then go up to File, Save Model, and just save it to wherever you have your MMDs saved. I'm not going to do that because I already have it T-pose, so I'm not really going to do that. But that's how you T-pose MMD models. If you have an issue where your T-pose model, is mushballing when you go to rig it, when you go to T-pose it, unfortunately, I don't know how to fix that myself. So if you want to do that, I would suggest finding someone that knows MMD models and asking them to help you fix it. Because I don't know how to fix that kind of thing in the PMX editor. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to continue trying to scale this model. So once you rescale your model over the character you want to rig them over, then just delete the mesh that you don't need, which is the Sora mesh. Okay. So I got her rescaled. Now what you want to do is you want to select your mesh and select the bones. And go up to this drop down menu here where it says modeling. This drop down menu here. Click the down arrow, click the arrow, and then go to rigging. Then you want to go up to skin, interactive bind skin, and click the box across from it. And then you want to make sure you have your bind to a joint hierarchy, and your bind method to closest to hierarchy. And then make sure that your max influence is set to 1, because the game only uses max influences of 1, a max influence of 1. And then just leave the rest the way it is, and then hit bind skin. And as you can see, your model will turn all gray. So now you can go ahead and rig this. So what I like to do is I like to have a separate version of Maya open and use Sora's bones as a reference. So if you guys want to, so if it's easier on you guys to do that, then go ahead. But if you guys just want to live on the edge and just try to figure out the bones yourself, that's fine. But I prefer to do it the safe way, which is having a reference of Sora's bones, of Sora's skeleton, in another instance of Maya with Sora, and then just copy the influences of the bones accordingly. But for this example, I'm just going to show you guys how to actually color the model. I'm not going to actually rig this model. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back up to skin, and you're going to want to go to paint skin weights, and then click the box across from it. And as you can see, your model just turned all black with green triangles. So to color this, you select a bone that you want to color. In this case, I'm going to do bone 4. And then you just zoom in on your mesh, and then go ahead and start coloring the triangle. So to do that, you just put the paintbrush option over a triangle, and then click the triangle. Make sure you guys that when you're doing this, that the value bar for this, make sure that your profile type is set to the solid circle option, and then go down about 4 boxes, and then you'll see the value option. Make sure this is turned all the way up to 1. Make sure this is all the way to the right to be able to, in order to color this. If you want to deselect a triangle, then you would set this all the way to the left. But for this example, we're gonna want it all the way to the right. And then just click the triangle, and keep clicking the corners until the entire triangle is completely red. And there are some cases, guys, where you click the triangle and it's like a yellowish red. So to fix that, you just click the triangle again, and it'll make it all red. And you want to do this for the entire for every bone in the model. But just so you know, guys, this is really time consuming. So if you guys are really serious about doing this, then kudos to you for putting in the effort. But this stuff is really time consuming. So be prepared to be studying for like 3 or 4 hours coloring triangles. But once you've colored the triangles, just go up to File, Export All, then navigate till you have your model saved. Alright, by the way, guys, I'm not going to show how to convert MMD models to FBX in this tutorial, but I did explain how to do that in my other tutorial. So I'll leave a link to that other tutorial in the description for you guys to check that out. But yeah, I'm not going to go into that in this tutorial because I've already gotten into it in my other tutorial. So show modification, and then I'm going to replace the Shion Winter tutorial FBX. And just wait for it to write all the stuff. And then once you're done with that, go back, close out of Maya. Actually, I'm going to leave Maya open because I have another example. I want to have another thing I want to show. So fold down, so you can either close out of Maya or fold it down. And then drag your newly rigged FBX into Noesis. And then right click on that FBX in Noesis and go to export. And then go up to the drop down where it says main output type. Select DAE Collada. Excuse me. and then just leave then you can browse for the directory and rename the file yourself, but I'm just gonna keep it the way it is, and then hit export. And once you've done that, go back to your folder where you have your model, and then open up your MDLX Builder. So I'm gonna do that real quick. And I'm gonna go back to that one, my last folder, and then drag your newly converted DAE onto the open button, and it'll start loading all the meshes. Okay. This is a bad example. This is a bad model for this example, but as you guys can see, it didn't bring up the MDLX viewer. That's because this model has way too many textures. But if you guys want to use a model, an MMD model, you want to make sure it has 10 textures or less in order for it to work. So and if you don't know, and even if it doesn't have 10 textures or less, find somebody who can remove the extra textures and ask them to keep the ones that are important. But yeah, that's basically how you convert a model to MDLX. Now I'm going to show you guys how to rig Keyblades. So hold up one sec. New. Don't save. Yes. No. Now I'm going to import a Keyblade real quick. I'll import one of my KH2 Keyblades. Okay, let's see. I'll import my cherry blossom Keyblade. Oh, I don't have it converted to FBX. Okay, never mind. Let's do my classic tone Keyblade. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and import the Keyblade I want to rig this over, so hold on one sec. Okay, so once you have the two Keyblades that you want to rig, the Keyblade that you want to rig and the Keyblade you want to rig that Keyblade over, in this case the classic tone Keyblade, I'm going to go ahead and rotate the classic tone Keyblade so it's facing the same direction as the Winner's Proof Keyblade. So to do that, select the Keyblade, go to where it shows the little diamond shaped thing and with the circular arrow around it, and in case I gotta unlock it again. So let's go ahead and do that. And then select the option, select the tool over here. Then just choose the rotate option. Choose one of the rotate options that you want to use to rotate the Keyblade. And then to move it, go back to the Keyblade, and then just push it and just reposition it. And then I'm gonna rescale this Keyblade too. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the green. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this green box here and just rescale this. Alright, move it. Oh, that's the move option. Really? Yeah, select the green box here, just rescale it. And then make sure you make it not so wide. Reposition it again, move it up so it's level with the other keyblade. And just reposition it so it's lined up with the handle. And move it inward to the keyblade. And delete the keyblade that you don't need, and then well, I'm gonna position this a bit better. Okay. And then once you position the keyblade where you want it, select the keyblade and select the bones. Go up to skin and inactive bind skin again. Hit the box. Make sure the bind to is on joint hierarchy and the bind method is on closest to hierarchy, and the maximum influences are set to 1. And hit bind skin. And then select your keyblade mesh, or select your keyblade mesh in the outliner, which is this right here. And then go to skin again and go to paint skin weights again. Then what you're gonna want to do is oh, by the way guys, if your keyblade has a keychain, the same method for the character applies to the keychain. So when I showed you guys how to color the triangles on Shion, that same method applies for the keychain too. So all you gotta do is just click the triangles on the keychain to color the keychain. That's if you want a keychain. I don't really want a keychain because that's just too much work to have to rig a keychain. But if you guys want a keychain, that's how that's done. But I'm just gonna show you guys how to rig it with no keychain. So to rig this with no keychain, you open up you do what I explained earlier, and then you go to paint skin weights and click the box, and then you go and you select bone 0. And then remember when I told you guys how to remove red in triangles. So you want to go to value here, and then pull the bar all the way to the left until it says it's all zeros, and then click flood, and that will uninfluence the entire keyblade. You can go to bone 1, do the same with bone 1. As you guys can see, it kind of messed up the keyblade there, but that's okay because we're gonna fix that now. So you go to bone 2, and then go back down to value and pull the bar all the way to the right again, and then you go to flood, and that will flood the keyblade with all red. And all you got to do is just go up to export, file, export, and then select your directory where you have your keyblade saved. So I'm gonna do that here real quick. So hold on, bear with me here. Classic tone. And then now you can close out of Maya if you're not trying to rig anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then go to where you have your keyblade saved. You guys can either do it this way, or you guys can go to Noesis, and then just go to your bar over here and find your folder over here. But I'm just gonna do it this way because this was easier for me. But so I'm gonna drag this into Noesis. Okay. And then I'm gonna go export DAE Collada. And then hit export. And then drag your DA onto the open button. And then select any of these texture options. I'm gonna select number 3. And go to accept. And then it should open it up in the MDLX viewer. And yep, it did. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys how to rig Keyblades in the MDLX viewer. But in my next tutorial, I'm gonna show you guys how to rig character models. So I'm gonna show you guys how to rig Keyblades in this tutorial. So let me go ahead and open up Windows Proof in this window. So this is why I don't like to mess with keychains, and I'll show you guys right here in a second. So once you're ready to map the Keyblade, go to Supply Bone Swap. Select Start Swap. Select the Keyblade you rigged, and select the Keyblade you rigged that Keyblade over. And then go ahead and select the bone, which is bone 002. And if this was the Keyblade you'd have more than just these bones here. And like I said, I'm rigging the keychain is a lot of work, so that's why I don't do it. But if you guys rig the keychain too, you'd have all the bone numbers in this window here. But since I'm only rigging the Keyblade, I just have bone 002, and that's because we uninfluenced bone 000 and bone 001. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and rig this. So I'm gonna click on the bone, and then I'm gonna click accept, and that will map it to bone 2. And then just go ahead and go down here to preview. And then close out of this window. Oh, by the way, guys, when you hit preview, if the model is all messed up, don't worry. That's just the tool. That's just how the tool is. So if you see the model all messed up and you see preview, don't worry. And then you want to go to finalize, and then wait for it to load the finalization. It's gonna take a bit here because this is a KH3 model. Okay, I'm just gonna cut this part out, guys, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, once it's done finalizing, go up and click the Keyblade that you just mapped, and then it'll put the camera in front of that Keyblade, and then just go up to File, Export MDLX, and then rename it to whatever weapon MDLX you're putting it over, and then just drag it into that folder that you have your models, you have your MDLXs in. So that's basically how you rig in Maya, you guys. Hope this helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.